Alright, so good morning. It's morning here. Last year we started our tutorials on front end development. So we're just going to continue now. And I know a number of us um, we have basic knowledge on, excuse me, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So, so what we're going to do this morning is that we are going to start from a new slate, from a clean slate. So we're going to be looking at React. We're still going to be looking at HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but we're going to be doing it in the React framework. Now, what is React framework? Now, React is a JavaScript library. You can read articles on it that makes front end development easy and less stressful or difficult to maintain. It is supported by, excuse me, almost all browser. All browser, and most websites are now built and maintained using React. excuse me, and it is what you know the market thrives on today. That means that if you are a developer and you want to thrive, front end developer, and you want to thrive in the front end development ecosystem, you must understand at least a JavaScript framework and popularly React JS. So React JS has um, has HTML in it, its own HTML, its own CSS, and it is basically built on JavaScript. So I would advise that you read. You can go to React JS. Just search for React JS and read um, read the React JS docs. You can read their docs, yeah, their documentary, and understand what React framework is and how it works. Because truth of the matter is, you can just click on this learn React. Truth of the matter is, I can't teach you everything, but you can read on your own while I show you how you can get started with React. So as you can see, these are basic HTML tags, and you know, so you can read on it, and we will. So you can read on it to further broaden your understanding on the subject. So let's delve right into getting started with React. So this video is on how to start, how to set up, excuse me, how to set up your React application. So first, I know we've looked at um, having a web folder, and so I want to believe that each and every one of us have a web folder. So I'm just going to create another one. Create another one for the sake of this tutorial. web, and inside the web, I will create a folder or call it React tutorial. React tutorial. Now, to write React, right, you need three things. First, you need the Node.js package. Now, if you don't have, you need Node.js because React is built on Node.js. Now, if you don't have Node.js installed on your computer, you just come to Node.js and it's the first thing you see when you search for it. You click on it and you click on download. So you can download for Windows Node.js. This is version 22. So I already have it version. I think it's just better you download this version 22.14.0. So I already have it installed on my computer. So you can just click here, Windows installer, right? I see. So it's downloading already. So download and install it on your local computer. That's all. You don't need to set anything up. Just download it there. Now, secondly, you need VS Code, Virtual Studio Code. Can also we all have Virtual Studio Code now, so I don't need to go into the details of it. But if you don't have, you can also search for VS Code on your your browser and it's the first thing that pops up. Then click on it, then download the one that is compatible with your laptop, the OS you are using, whether you're using Ubuntu or Mac or Windows. So those two things you need to write React. So let's get back to the setup. So this React tutorial folder, I'm going to open it up. Notice I entered inside the folder and just in the address bar, you are going to type cmd. Cmd is the command prompt. So type cmd and click enter or press enter. Now, so it opens up the project in your command prompt. And so what I'm simply going to do, please note what I'm going to do here. You don't have to understand why, but just follow the process and you should have no problem. You do npm. Now npm is a command just like cd. Cd means you know to enter into a directory. You get mkdir is to make a directory. Now so npm is a command that comes with Node.js. And that means that if you have Node.js installed on your laptop, this npm should be available to you for you to use. Now, if you have Node.js installed and you're not sure if you have npm, just come here and do node space v or node v. I'm not sure if I'm correct, but let's check. Good. Now, this node v means what version of node is installed on my computer. So it brings it out for you. I have node version 22.12. That's my version. So it means that if this is on your computer, if this is showing, it means that npm is available to you, is available for you to use. I think you can also check npm, the version of npm you have on your computer. All right, good. So npm version, can you see? I'm using version 11. Right, so if you don't get this, it means that you don't have it installed on your computer and you need to install it. So I'm just going to comment all of this or clear all of that. So you just need to do npm. Don't forget we are inside the React tutorial folder. We are inside it. You see, inside my web, inside the web folder. Then you are inside the React tutorial folder. Just do npm create um Vite at latest, then a full stop like this. Npm create Vite at latest, then full stop. Npm create Vite at latest, full stop, and press enter. And wait for it to load. Now, so now you press Y to proceed. Now it would ask you to select framework. You just select. Now you have Valina, you have Vue. Valina is ordinary JavaScript. You have Vue, you have React, you have pre-React, you have LTE, Angular. So you just want to, with your select button, you just want to select React and press enter. Then to ask you, do you want to use TypeScript plus SWC, or JavaScript plus SWC? So we are going to use JavaScript plus SWC and click enter. Now it's done. It's done. Now look at the instruction. It says done. Now run npm install npm run dev. So you copy this, you copy it, Control C, and you paste here. Paste anyway. So it's going to run npm install for you first. Now this will not work if you don't have internet. So you need to have internet. This might take a while, but if you have good internet, it shouldn't take too long. Guess we will need to, we'll pause the video now. When it's done, I'll play it again. All right. So we are done with npm install. It's done. So one thing I want to do before running npm run dev is open this project up in VS Code by typing code space dot. So you should open the project up in VS Code Once you take your time. Okay. Okay, so guess this is it here. All right, so this is your project here. It's a React tutorial. And there are quite a number of files and folders that we need to walk through and understand. But before that, let me quickly run this project. Now, you come open your terminal here and you run npm run dev, click enter, you press enter. And then it should open up a port for you. You can just copy the ports and go to your browser and paste it. So this is the website. This is it. This is more like the boilerplate, the template, what you see there. So we're going to do away with all of this and create our own. But before we go, so I'll do another video on me physically to discuss next step. Now let me just quickly walk you through the folders. Now the first you have here is node modules. Now node modules is the heart of your project. Now without node modules, nothing here will work. Now the reason why we run npm install is to download this node modules folder, because this node modules folder is very large and it's very large and you know it will take a lot of time to download. So what React does is is um first of all download and install all these folders before it download the largest of the folders, which is node modules. So when we did npm install, it was downloading, or it simply downloaded the node modules folder. All right, so that's all you need to know about node modules. Just know that without your node modules, nothing in your project will work. Now this public folder is what will house our assets. If you look at, this is the Vite logo. This Vite logo that is showing here, this logo that is showing here, this logo here is in the public, folder. So it will house all our assets, our images, you know, our, if you are using video, it will be in the public folder. If we are going to be using an audio, it will be in the public folder. But for now, I'll just be using video. So instead of having the images folder like we did earlier, we are going to be using the public folder instead. So this folder will house all our assets. Now, so this SRC is the most important part of this project. Now, so inside the SRC is where we have our pages. This page here, this page, the index page that is currently showing, this page here is what we have here. Now, don't forget that, React is basically JavaScript. Now, so unlike um in the regular contemporary HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that we did earlier, we would usually have, index.html, just like you have it here, about.html, contact.html. But in React, our file extensions will be in GSX. GSX. Don't worry, we would talk about that more. But just know that it will be in GSX, not HTML. Now, before we look at this SRC, can you look at this index.html? Now, it means that React uses just one, is a single page application. React many times is often called a single page application. That means React uses just one page, index.html, right? Now, so what it does is that if you have multiple pages, like for example, you have the About Us page, you have the gallery page or service page, React uses JavaScript to switch the contents, right? You know, in the index.html page. What do I mean? Assuming that you have another page called about, let me see if I can create another page. I don't need to. You have another page called about.html, right? Now, instead of doing that, that about.html page will be created with GSX, so using JavaScript, right? And then React uses JavaScript to switch what is on the to change what is on the index.html page with what is on the about.html page. So instead of having multiple pages, you are just going to have one page, and then every other page will be done with JavaScript, and then React handles the switching of the page for you. So you don't have to create multiple pages. That's what I'm trying to say. So it is a single page application. It uses one page, and the result of that is that your website will be faster. You know, it will have a faster loading time. Then it will be lightweight, because instead of having multiple pages, you are just going to be having one page, and that makes your website really, really, really fast. Now, so if you notice, this index.html has title React plus Vite, and look at the body. It's just ID, div with an ID root, and then a script tag that loads the module, right? And if you look at the page here, you see that we have React plus Vite, we have editing SRC, we have all these stuffs here. But somehow we can't see what is here, what is on this page. We can't see it here. It's not here, right? Now, so what is on the this page, this particular page? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it located? I mean, where did we write this code? Where is it now? So it is here. That's where this SRC comes to the fore. It is here inside app.jsx. Now, if you look at this, you see React plus Vite, right? Count is that is here. Count is, and see that that is what is showing here, right? And then you have edit src and save the src app.js and save to test html. Then you have click to edit and React logo, learn more. Basically what you have here, right, is what you have here. So how does this work? If you notice, this is a JavaScript function app. If you've ever done JavaScript before, it's a JavaScript function that we are exporting out of this file, this app.js file. So we created a JavaScript function and we exported it, right? Now, so it means that we are going to be using JavaScript to create our page. This is a page, right? It's normal HTML that is there. Normal HTML. Look at div tag, anchor tag, right? Then you have the img tag, h1 tag, things that are familiar with, button, code, paragraph tag, and then normal css. But look at this. In normal html you usually use class, but in React you use class name. That's the only difference. Use class name. Now, where is the css located? Here, app.css. And you see, is normal css dot logo, over, dot logo react over. Then your keyframes, normal html css. Excuse me. So what happened is that once we use JavaScript to create our pages, right, and we export these pages, so React finds a way to extract what is in this function and place it here inside this root div. So it means that what is written here is taken by React. You don't have to understand how it does. React handles that for you. Is gotten by React and placed inside this div root. Now, notice something. If I remove this ID root, you shouldn't see anything on the screen. Let me try and reload it. There should be error. Can you see? You shouldn't see anything. Why? Because it is the content in this app folder, this app function is being, you know, extracted and placed inside this div root. The same thing happens if I remove, let me comment out this div, let me reload it. You shouldn't see anything, nothing. Why? Because that id root, div id root is not there. So it's very important. Now, so where does the logic happens? It happens inside this main.jsx. Can you see? It's saying document.get elements by id root. That is, in the HTML page, look for the div that has id root. You don't have to write this, they've written it for you, right? And render means, display, import. You get, render what is inside the app function. If you notice, the app that we exported from this place, export default app, we are importing it here. Import, think of import like link. We are importing it here. You get, import app from app.gss, right? And then automatically this app becomes a tag. So we can just, you know, apply it here. So what does React do for you? It is a single page application. Then all other pages are created with GSX, right? We're going to look at how to create pages. We're going to look at routing and, basic things. And then React handles the switching off the page for you. So assignments, get started with your React project. Create a React, application, and we'll discuss it in the class.